Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's the Wing Man. I'm here to bring you that sauce, literally that sauce, because your boy loves chicken wings. I love tacos, and guess what? I love investing. So why not mix it all together and bring you this delicious, juicy content? Because I got the sauce. So what we're going to talk about today is the big bad boogeyman. Have you heard of the IRS? Yeah. So, do you owe any money to IRS? Did you know that you personally, if you owe money to IRS, and if you had certain provisions that you can have the IRS forgive your debt? Bet you didn't know that, right? Yes, yes. And if you did, then let me go more into the content so you just be familiarized with just the IRS debt forgiveness program, so that even if you don't qualify right now, you may be able to qualify in the future. So if you haven't noticed that my channel is all about financial planning, money management, and wealth management. I like to talk about everything from personal finances, insurance for your business, anything that has to do with making money, preserving your money, finances, and also dividends, dividend growth investing. That's all about me. And so for today, we're going to talk about how do you qualify to be part of the IRS tax forgiveness program, what is needed, and then how you can go about and achieving or uh, be able to be enrolled in the program. So if that interests you, then make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you look at the content from beginning to end, so I can give you some of this juicy, delicious content from your boy, because I'm your boy. So let's talk about it. So what is the IRS forgiveness program? It says certain taxpayers in the United States who cannot afford to pay their whole entire tax liability due to financial hardship may qualify for the tax debt relief under the IRS forgiveness program. And so right here, so who might benefit from an IRS tax debt relief program from the IRS? Taxpayers who benefit from IRS tax debt relief program are those who are facing a tax problems and cannot afford to pay their tax liabilities owed to the IRS. The most common tax issues mentioned in the Fresh Start initiative include overstated or understated income on income taxes, or a failure to take all deductions into account. All these factors that can result in federal tax liens levies on your account and IRS debt. If you made a significant mistake in your tax filing, you run a risk of being audited. So uh, I've had people that I know that they have had trouble with the IRS and whatnot. And when the IRS come after you, they come after you hard. So the painful truth about uh for the IRS debt forgiveness. So you have the IRS Fresh Start program, and so it says if you have a significant debt with the IRS, there are different ways to funnel your liabilities back to the IRS. In addition, a tax professional may help you. So the IRS Fresh Start program allows for tax forgiveness credits against your earned money to help reduce the overall amount you may need to pay yearly. So who are eligible? So what are the eligibility requirements for a debt forgiveness program with the IRS? The eligibility for the debt relief program through the IRS forgiveness is considered based upon your total income and expenses. Debt forgiveness is only possible when the IRS is causing taxpayers financial hardship. So you have to be able to prove that the amount that you owe, that you're paying to the IRS, that is causing you a severe uh, impact on your financial for you to be able to pay your bills, for you to be able to eat, and you have to have detailed proof. And to be able to have that detailed proof, a tax professional, um, you don't have to. It don't have to be ideal. It could be optimal tax relief. It could be any type of tax professional. You just hire someone. You go on Fiverr, or you can go on. It's another website where you can just hire a tax professional, and they will go through your financials and then help construct some type of document that you can send to the IRS to be able to be a part of this debt relief program of IRS Fresh Start program. So what is the benefits of the IRS forgiveness program? This is, you might be looking at your overall tax status and thinking, what am I getting myself into? Says the eligibility requirement sounds very strict, but it all boils down to one thing: the IRS is not allowed to cause financial hardship. So whether you run a business or you're in self-employment, become a business owner or you're an individual taxpayer, you might be eligible. If you feel like you cannot provide for your family in severe cases of economic hardship, you might be able to request an OIC. And then right here, the eligibility, right here, it says, so depending on the state you live in, the local law applicable, you could be racking up penalties, fees, and interest. And so uh, the IRS want their money, but at the same time, the IRS is not going to put you, or want you be put in type of situation where you cannot be able to provide for your family, and you can't eat, or you can't put a roof over your head. Um, but they also still want their money. So if you hire a tax professional, they be able to work you through how to fill out a OIC, which is a offer in compromise. But we'll go over that. Remember, you have to prove that the economic hardship caused by the IRS, whatever payments that you're paying, that it's actually caused you a financial hardship. What are some of the IRS debt forgiveness programs for tax debt relief? So there's several types. So let's go over the several types. You have the installment agreement payment plan. So one is one of the IRS debt forgiveness programs is the tax debt for tax debt relief is the installment agreement payment plan. And so basically, let's say uh, you owe back taxes or you file your taxes, and at the end of the year it comes out that, let's say, um, not enough taxes was taken out, and let's say that it states that you owe 1,500 or $2,000. So it will give you an option for you to pay whatever you owe to the IRS right then and there, or you can go on a payment plan. And depending on the payment plan, you can actually set the amount. You can set the payment period. They are very flexible in that, and it helps. So the installment agreement plan is very helpful and beneficial. Next is you have the offer and compromise. The offer, or the OIC. It's a settlement option that qualifies you to pay far less than the amount you owe the IRS. Therefore, directly lowering your tax debt. The offer and compromise is a popular solution for individuals who are in debt with the IRS. However, it is also the least common of all programs under the Fresh Start program that is only approved in severe cases. It's very, a lot of people want to use it because it helps, but it only qualifies in severe cases. And then lastly, is the currently not collectible status. Currently not collectible status is a relief program that is designed to function as a clean slate program for taxpayers who prove that they cannot pay back their taxes. If approved, the taxpayer's account will be flagged with non-collectible status, and the IRS will not be able to pursue the collection or levy of their assets. So let's talk about this. So for the IRS tax forgiveness program, uh, one of the ones for the tax relief programs is called the offer and compromise that people tend to use. It's now says this program does not guarantee acceptance policy, and it's totally up to the IRS to offer it to any taxpayer who qualifies. The program has a whole lot of stipulations, and you must be prepared to show them that you are fully qualified for the OIC program, or you will not be accepted. So remember, you can be on a payment plan, but the most popular that people like to go through for the tax debt relief is the OIC, the offer and compromise. But in order to be enrolled and for them to wipe the slate clean for the OIC, you have to be able to meet rigorous components, and then the IRS have to feel like you um, are at economic hardship. So the OIC, or the offering compromise, in one of the ways that is one of the ways that the IRS has come up with as a way to collect on the amount of overdue or delinquent tax payments owed by taxpayers. It says this type of program was designed as a way for the IRS to both maximize the collection of the amount of the tax money the government is owed, while making it a lot less painful for the taxpayer. So, in order to qualify for the IRS tax forgiveness program, you first have to owe the IRS at least $10,000 in back taxes. So, if you owe uh, less than 10,000, I would say that it's honestly best just to get on the payment plan and to just pay uh, pay as you go. But if you owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, and if it's prohibiting your way for you to live, and it's a economic hardship, remember the IRS cannot should not cause you economic hardship by you trying to pay them back. And so, by being able to prove that it is economic hardship by trying to pay them back, you can essentially uh, with a tax professional, a tax accountant, or a tax professional, they'll be able to help you with the taxes, so that you probably where you have to pay the whole 10,000 or more. So it helps, and a lot of people probably haven't even told you this. And so the IRS is going to go through your assets and income potentially with a fine tooth comb in order to determine if there's any likelihood that you'll be able to collect the full amount of back tax. So basically, they're going to go through everything that you owe. So be mindful, if you owe, I mean, if you have assets uh, that you can leverage, that you can sell, the IRS will be like, hey, you have this, you have that, you can sell this, you can sell that, for them to get their money. But if they come to find out that by them going through everything that you just don't have the financial means, you owe, but you don't have the financial means, you don't have any assets to liquidate, to sell, to pay back your taxes to the IRS, then there's a highly likelihood that the IRS will fulfill and accept your OIC offer and compromise. And then lastly, bottom here is this guy. He just he's selling his program of, if you owe any back taxes, then you can hit him up and get a free consultation, and he'll help you fill out a OIC if you meet the qualifications for the program, the tax debt release program with the IRS. And then lastly, uh, so there's one of two things. You can either hire a tax professional to walk you through this. Just like if you need help with something, you hire a lawyer on your behalf to fill out a lot of the documents, and uh, to go to motion on certain things. When you deal with certain taxes, I mean, if you qualify, you most definitely can go about and you can do it, or you can hire a tax professional. And since they are educated on matters like this, I would say let the subject matter experts handle subject matter expert type things. An offer and compromise allows you to settle your tax debt for less than the full amount. It may be a legitimate option if you can't pay your full tax liability. And it says we consider your unique set of facts and circumstances by the ability to pay, income, expenses, and assets equity. So remember, they keep that all in mind. So who is eligible for the offer and compromise? To confirm that you are eligible and prepared for a preliminary proposal with the offer and compromise pre-qualified tool, you can click here. You can go on the IRS and put in payments, offer, and compromise just to see how to become qualified. And then you are eligible to apply for an offer and compromise if you filed all required tax returns and made all required estimated payments, aren't in a open bankruptcy proceeding, have a valid extension for a current year return if applying for a current year, and are an employer and made tax deposits for current and the past 2 quarters before you apply. It says if you apply and you're not eligible, If you apply for an offer in compromise and we cannot process your offer, we'll return your application and offer application fee and apply any offer payments you include to your balance due. So you can click here and it'll show you how to submit an application. But for the most part, in something as complex and expensive, expensive as in with your time, I would say the best ordeal is to hire a tax professional to help go over this offer compromise so they can uh, write up everything that you need to get it to these to the IRS to help you wipe out your debt. So all in all, with tax debt release, there are uh, three different options. If you owe the IRS money, you can do the installment agreement payment plan, which is the most common, most favorable. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS, and by you paying it, it's causing you economic hardship, then the best way to go is through the offer and compromise. Best way route is to hire a tax accountant or a tax professional to help you with your OIC, so they can fill out all the paperwork that's needed, so that you have a higher chance to be accepted by the IRS, so that you can get that amount that you owe either down substantially or none at all. And you have to owe at least 10,000 for the offer. You have to owe at least $10,000 to the IRS for the offer compromise. And lastly, you have the currently not collectible status. And yeah, that's a clean slate, but that seems like the most rare of the choices of the IRS to just giving out currently not collectible status of them not collecting uh, your debt. So usually the IRS come really hard and when you sell assets or whatnot for you to get to that point. So hopefully you guys enjoy this delicious content. I'm delivering that sauce. And yes, I know a topic like this can be quite heavy in regards to IRS, but hopefully you learned something, and hopefully I've steered you in the correct direction to be able to get out of debt and to uh, experience and have a taste of financial freedom. Hope you have a great day, guys. Peace.